Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are doing great. Happy Monday. Hope you guys had a nice weekend. We got 8 matchups on this NBA slate today. Be sure to like and subscribe. Check out all my links in the description below. And if you guys like betting on NBA player props, you already know, go ahead and sign up with ParlayPlay. Get 5 free entries when you guys sign up. So go ahead and take advantage. And hopefully you guys can get some nice wins as we start the week off. And yeah, we'll hop right into it. 8 matchups, pretty good slate today. Starting with the Atlanta Hawks versus the Detroit Pistons. The Hawks opening up as 7.5-point road favorites with the over-under at 227.5. The last 3 head-to-head, Atlanta 2-1. 2-1 covering the spread. The overs hit in 2 out of the last 3 matchups. Atlanta 6-4 in their last 10. Detroit also 6-4 in their last 10. They're 5-2 in their last 7. Playing actually pretty good basketball right now. Atlanta also 5-2 in their last 7. 1-6 covering on the road. Detroit 6-0-1 covering the spread. Yeah, Detroit's been playing pretty good. I mean, haven't really beat anybody good. I mean, they did get a nice one over Boston and Cleveland, but, you know, on a 2-game winning streak, beating the Pacers and the Raptors, Atlanta beating Washington and Chicago. So both teams on a 2-game winning streak. Man, I'm not in love with this play here, but Detroit plus 7.5 at home. I don't know. I just saw the line. Pretty intriguing to me. The way they've been playing, they've actually looked pretty decent. And, I mean, the Hawks really are like 7.5, 8 points better than anybody, really. And that's a lot of points, honestly. I do think Hawks good enough to get a win on the road, but 7.5 points, I think Detroit can cover, and I think Detroit can win at home here. Give me Detroit plus 7.5 to start the week off. Next matchup, we had the Chicago Bulls versus the Philadelphia 76ers. The Sixers opening up as 6.5-point favorites with the over-under at 229. The last 10 head-to-head, Philly is 10-0, 9-1 covering the spread. The overs hit in 5 out of the last 10 matchups. Vucevic is questionable for this matchup. No injuries for Philly. Chicago on a 4-game losing streak right now. Philly 7-3 in their last 10. They're coming off a bad loss to Miami, and Chicago 0-6 covering the spread against Philly. 0-7 on the road against Philly. They have not been able to beat Philly or win in Philly. Philly 4-2 covering in their last 6. Yeah, I like the Sixers here. I'm not in love with the spread. You know, I think the Bulls can make it fun and cover, but hard to trust the Bulls team to win outright when they're 0-10 against Philly and 0-7 on the road. Going to be tough for the Bulls, and I like the Sixers at home. Money line first for the parlays, because 6.5 points against a good Bulls team. You know, I could see the Bulls covering, but be cautious with that Sixers spread. But we're taking the Sixers at home. Next matchup, we have the Houston Rockets versus the Miami Heat. The Heat opening up as 15.5-point home favorites with the over-under at 225.5. The last 3 head-to-head, Miami is 3-0. 3-0 covering the spread. The overs hit in 1 out of the last 3 matchups. Yeah, no Kyle Lowry for this matchup here. Houston finally got a win. They got an 11-point win over Memphis. I mean, that was a big upset, which, you know, Houston was definitely due. They're due for an upset all the time, the way they've been losing. Miami 8-2 in their last 10. They're on a 2-game win streak. Houston 0-8 on the road, 5-12 covering the spread. Miami 5-1 covering in their last 6. Excellent at home, 16-3 at home. I definitely like the Heat money line for your parlays at home. 15.5 points, man. That's just too much in the NBA. I know the Rockets are horrible, but Rockets finally got momentum coming off a big double-digit Grizzlies win. For you spread bettors, 15.5 points. I'd roll the dice on Houston plus the points, but definitely I don't think they're beating Miami at home. So throw Miami in your parlays and then take a shot with those 15.5 points with Houston. I mean, it's a lot of points, and I could see them definitely covering here. Next matchup, we have the Portland Trail Blazers versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. Minnesota opening up as 15.5 point home favorites with the over-under at 235.5. The last three head-to-head, Minnesota is 3-0, 2-1 covering the spread. The overs hit in 2 out of the last 3 matchups. No Anthony Simons on Monday, or Winslow, or Bledsoe. No Anthony Edwards for Minnesota. Portland on a 4-game losing streak right now. They already just played Minnesota, coming off a 14-point loss against Minnesota. Minnesota on a 4-game win streak. They're playing pretty good. Portland without Anthony Simons, man, that's going to be tough. 1-4 covering against Minnesota. Minnesota 10-2 at home. They're really getting it done at home. I love the Timberwolves here. Another 15.5 points. I know Anthony Simons isn't there, but no Anthony Edwards from Minnesota. So, definitely throw the Timberwolves in your money line parlays. But again, I don't like betting on bad teams like the Blazers, but 15.5 points. Roll the dice with that spread. That's just they lost by 14 in the last game. I'm sure it'll be sweaty, but 15.5 points, man. Even with injuries, any NBA team can cover 15.5. That's just a lot of points. You got to really hope Minnesota is sharp at home. So definitely throw them in your parlays, moneyline parlays, and then be cautious with that spread at home. Next matchup, we have the Los Angeles Lakers versus the San Antonio Spurs. Spurs opening up as 2.5 point home favorites with the over-under at 232.5. The last 3 head-to-head, the Lakers are 2-1, 2-1 covering the spread. The overs hit in each of the last 3 matchups. DeJounte Murray is questionable for the Spurs, so be sure to check his status. Lakers finally got a win. They were on that 4-game losing streak. Got a big 124-116 win over Golden State. The Spurs on a 4-game losing streak. I mean, for the Lakers to get that win, it took LeBron to score 50-plus points, which is insane. I mean, best game of the year for them to just get a win. It's kind of crazy what he has to do for them to win. They are 6-3 covering against the Spurs. Spurs 0-5 at home against the Lakers. Give me the Lakers plus 2.5 on the road, coming off a Lakers win. The Lakers they've been very bad to bet on this year, but they really got to make a playoff push because, I mean, they're like on the outside looking in right now. And, we all know they're going to make some kind of run. We don't know how good of a run it's going to be, but against this Spurs team, I mean, they're on a bad streak. Lakers coming off a huge LeBron performance and win. Give me the Lakers plus 2.5 on the road. Next matchup, we had the Utah Jazz versus the Dallas Mavericks. Dallas opening up as 1.5 point home favorites with the over-under at 217.5. The last 3 head-to-head, the Jazz are 2-1, but they're 0-3 covering the spread. The overs hit in 2 out of the last 3 matchups. Luka is good to go, so that's good news. Jalen Brunson and Maxi Kleber are questionable, so be sure to check their statuses. Utah 8-2 in their last 10. They did beat Dallas by 5 in their last matchup. Dallas 8-2 in their last 10. They're on a 4-game win streak. Their last loss was against Utah. Dallas 6-1 covering the spread. 6-1 at home. I mean, they're on an amazing run, playing amazing at home. Utah 1-6 covering on the road. 1-5 covering in their last 6. Yeah, look, Mavs, they've been awesome at home. 22-11 at home so far. 29-8 as the favorite. Give me the Mavs at home. Getting Luka back. They played last game and Luka was out in the last matchup. Spencer Dinwiddie stepping up, scoring 36 points. Man, what a pickup. And Mavs, they're just on fire here. Going to be tough to beat the Mavs. I know the Jazz beat them in their last meeting, but Jazz are on the road now. Going to be tough to get a win in Dallas with the way they're playing. Give me the Mavs money line at home. Next matchup, we have the Golden State Warriors versus the Denver Nuggets. Denver opening up as 9.5-point home favorites with the over-under at 223.5. The last 3 head-to-head, Denver is 2-1. 2-1 covering the spread. The overs hit in 1 out of the last 3 matchups. Yeah, this is a tough one for Warriors. No Iguodala, no Curry, no Clay, no Draymond, no Wiggins, no Gary Payton. I mean, Golden State's pretty much holding their whole roster out. They're on a 4-game losing streak right now. They lost to Denver by 1 in their last head-to-head matchup. Denver on a 2-game winning streak, 8-2 in their last 10. They're playing good basketball. The Warriors just 1-9 covering the spread. Denver 9-3 covering at home. Yeah, I mean, we're rolling with Denver at home. Throw them in your money line parlays. 9.5 points. I don't hate it. No Curry, Clay, Wiggins, Iguodala. Who is going to score? It's just going to be Jordan Poole, I guess. But yeah, hard to trust that 9.5. Normally, I would say to take a chance with the Warriors plus 9.5. But who are you going to trust to keep it close here? They're missing their entire roster, their entire starters. Give me Denver money line minus 9.5 at home. And then the last matchup, we have the New York Knicks versus the Sacramento Kings. The Kings opening up as 3.5-point home favorites with the over-under at 229.5. The last 3 head-to-head, the Knicks are 2-1. 2-1 covering the spread. The overs hit in 1 out of the last 3 matchups. No Taj Gibson, Obi Toppin or Grimes. Jeremy Lamb is questionable for Sacramento. The Knicks 2-8 in their last 10. Finally got a win against the Clippers. They were on a bad losing streak. Kings 4-6 in their last 10. They haven't looked that good, honestly. Both teams. This is a pretty ugly matchup here that I do not like. I like the Knicks plus 3.5 on the road. Finally got a win. Maybe that can bring some spark to their team because they really need some wins desperately right now. And on a 1-game win streak against a Kings team that's, really not looking that good, honestly. Hard to trust Kings at home. And 3.5 points. Give me the Knicks plus 3.5 on the road. And that's going to be it for the video. Good luck with your picks and parlays on Monday. Hope you guys all cash out, and I'll see you guys Tuesday. Have a good one.